The death of a child is tragic. The killing of a child is horrific. As Miami-Dade Police Director Freddie Ramirez, who is here with me today, knows only too well, nothing is more horrible than the death of a child. Our community is shocked by the killing of 9-year-old Alejandro Ripley and the story surrounding his crime. Alejandro Ripley had a developmental disorder commonly described as autism. The 4-foot, 11-inch boy weighed 120 pounds and was nonverbal, and his mother falsely accused 2 black men of kidnapping him. Director, I want to applaud you and all of your fine investigators for getting to the bottom of this homicide so quickly. This was a superb job of combing the community for witnesses and evidence. Your department deserves the appreciation of all Miami-Dade County residents. Alejandro's mother, Patricia Ripley, told the police that she was driving west on Kendall Drive from 157th Avenue with her son Alejandro in the car around 9 p.m. Thursday. She claimed she was being followed by a light blue car with 2 black males inside, again, falsely. She said the car tried to sideswipe her vehicle, forcing her to veer onto Southwest 158th Avenue. Patricia Ripley said that the car blocked her. A man came to her window with a knife, demanding drugs. Ripley's mother, police say, told the man she didn't have any drugs, and the men then stole her phone and kidnapped her son and drove off. The police found Alejandro's body Friday morning, wearing his blue Captain America t-shirt and a diaper in the area of 62nd Street and 138th Court. When the Miami-Dade Police Department investigated the case, they gathered evidence that led police to arrest Patricia Ripley for the death of her son, Alejandro. The police obtained a video showing that Ripley pushed Alejandro into a canal in the area of 103rd Avenue and Kendall Drive at approximately 7:30 p.m. Local residents heard screaming and went to assist, and they found Alejandro in the canal and rescued him. An hour later, she again brought him and led him to a different canal, located by Southwest 62nd Street and 138th Court. This time, unfortunately, there was no one there to save him. Patricia Ripley is presently charged with attempted first-degree murder, premeditated murder, and first-degree murder. And she's being held on no bond pending her first appearance in court, which I believe is happening as we are speaking here. The tragic loss of the life of a 9-year-old boy, and the loss really of any young life, leaves all of us grieving. This boy's senseless death will stay with all of us, just as his bright smile that shines out from the photographs we've all seen. God bless the soul of this child and all of those young children whose lives have been snatched away too quickly. At this time, I'm going to ask Director Freddie Ramirez if he'd like to come forward and say a few words. Give me just a moment to step back to keep my social distancing.
Thank you, Ms. Rundle. I want you all, the community, to think about Alejandro, that the only voice in his life that he depended on to get through this world was his mom's. And to think that that voice would be the one that would harm him the most. As a parent, as a member of this community, I'm deeply saddened for what happened to that young boy. And then for her to displace blame of her crime on another community is just as well another crime that was committed. And it's very disappointing. But through that, I'd like to thank the community for helping us to bring justice for Alejandro, for providing the tips, my Homicide Bureau, the state attorneys that were involved, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, Troy Walker. It was all hands on deck so we can bring justice for Alejandro, and we all pray for him. Thank you very much.
What I'd like to do at this point is I also want to say something very good about the lawyer. The assistant state attorney in this case, Gail Levine, is one of the finest prosecutors in America, and she worked tirelessly side by side with the investigators in this case. And again, thank you to Troy Walker, FDLE. They're always a great partner in these kinds of cases. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to open it up to questions in English. We don't have a lot more to say because it is still under investigation, but we'll do that first and then we'll go to Spanish.
First time that you tried to drown the child, were there any calls made to 911? Did anybody report this incident?
Not that I'm aware of. It was just really a blessing that those folks were there at that time to rescue him from that canal.
If you know, did you get any sense of how she explained it away? Did she have an accident or something? Versus
You know, I'm not sure that's in the affidavit. David, is it? Do you know? I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
We were told there was surveillance video, possible surveillance video of Patricia sitting in her car about 15 minutes outside of Home Depot before she made a call about this so-called abduction that took place. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, as I understand it, that is correct. The police did obtain some video from the parking lot where apparently she sat for, a considerable amount of time. I believe it was like 15 minutes. So they do have that video.
Is there a chance that anybody else will be arrested in this case?
At this time, we're very confident in the charges that we have against the mother. At this point, it's just, it's really the beginning. This happened, about 48 hours ago. Any other questions in English?
She was with the police department all night after the incident happened. Did her story stay consistent? At what point did this start to appear to be something other than what she had reported?
That's a good question, and I think a lot of it comes down to instinct and experience. And these investigators did a phenomenal job in ferreting out the information, trying to get to the truth. And the assistant state attorney who was there, I think throughout the night with the investigators, said that it was just a very fine job of questioning. And so a lot of that will be coming out in the ensuing weeks.
Do you know anything about Alejandro's father? The situation that's where back at home?
I can only comment that he was heartbroken. Heartbroken like so many others, but he's a parent, a father.
Did she express any remorse to investigators, or was her demeanor as the case?
I'm going to try not to characterize. I know there's so many things everybody wants to know about. We will get back to you as soon as we can when we're permitted to share more information as we get more information. So, all right. If there's nothing else in English, then what I'd like to do, and I don't want to cut you short. Is there anybody else in English? Okay. What I'd like to do then is move to Spanish.